Hello and welcome to Your Free Voice with me, your host, Julia Norton. This podcast is for people who use their voice professionally or for fun, and they want to understand how it works a bit better, or to get over old stories that might be holding them back. Whatever level you're playing at right now, my goal is to bring you lots of actionable stuff from the technical to the creative to the deeply woo to help you free your voice. Hello, and welcome back to episode 4, warm-ups part 3, face and neck and self-massage. So your body's warmed up, you've stretched out, you've started to wake up the breathing. Before we add voice to the breath, I want you to just make sure that there's no tension in the face and neck. Given that the vocal folds are only half an inch long, any tension in the face and neck, upper back, or anywhere on your body really, but particularly there, will have a huge impact on the quality of your voice. I have a dodgy shoulder right now, and I feel like I'm having to work extra hard to try and release the muscles around that so that my voice can be relaxed. So here we go. Let's loosen that up for you. The first thing we're going to do is talk a little bit about posture, because I haven't talked about that yet. We'll go into that in much more detail in a later episode, but for right now, I want you to stand with your feet hip-width apart, or if you're walking, just keep a steady pace, and just notice, are you tucking your pelvis under, jutting your butt out, leaning to one side? Is your chin up? Now, a jutting chin is one of the most common things I see in my voice students, and that's because we spend a lot of time in front of the computer, whether we want to or not, and so we tend to kind of lean forward with the chest and then stick the head up and kind of exposing the throat in a kind of a bite me vampire way. And crunching the vertebrae in the back of the neck. All of this is really unhelpful for the voice. So let's try and think no vampire neck. Okay, I want you to try and remember that. I just came up with that, but no vampire neck, which means no bite me, baby kind of thing going on with the neck. Try and keep your chin instead parallel to the floor. Right? I mean, I don't mean freeze, but I mean just as much as you can. Imagine I'm standing in my booth right now, feet are hip-width apart. My butt is just slightly tucked under because I have a tendency to stick my butt out. So just tuck it slightly. Keep the knees soft. Imagine you're being pulled from the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Chin is parallel to the floor, right? So first, just think about your posture. I remember working in recording studios back in the day and assisting the producers there on the vocal quality for the artists. And they would always set the mics really high, thinking that they were opening the throat by having the singers have to stick their chins right up. But you can hear, if I talk to you now with my chin up, you can hear that I'm not doing anything except raising my chin, right? So you can hear the quality of the voice changes, and when I start to level it off, there's just less tension around the larynx. So maybe just put a little note somewhere that you can remember to watch your posture. Okay, good. So posture's the first thing. The next thing is we're going to release the head. Now, everybody's done head rolls. In any fitness class you've ever done, you've probably done head rolls. I'm going to suggest that you don't roll your head back. Okay, they do the whole roll it round. Really try not to do that because the vertebrae in the back of the neck are actually quite delicate and the head is very heavy. And you roll them back and you have a tendency to crunch the vertebrae in the back of the neck. So let's not do that. So starting with your chin parallel to the floor, just tip your head to one side first of all. So I'm tipping my head to the right. And just first stage is just feeling that. The head's tipped to the right. Just breathing steadily through your nose or your mouth. And then if that feels good, you can flex the fingertips of the opposite hand. So I'm tipping my head to the right, so I'm flexing the fingers of my left hand. just to increase the stretch. And then, if that feels good, I can take my right hand and just rest it on top of my head. Really gently, don't pull. I'm just resting it on the side of my head, maybe putting my middle finger in my left ear, if that makes sense. And that really intensifies the stretch there. Don't pull. Just do what feels comfortable. Always. Okay, then release. And then just roll your head nice and slowly. You're going to hear me go off mic. Chin is towards the chest. Rolling to the other side. And just let your head hang out there. My head is on my left side now. First thing I'm going to try is flexing the fingers of my right hand. Oh, that still feels good. So always, with all of the things we're doing, I want you to just keep checking in. Does it feel good? Does that feel okay? Is that too much? So for me, fingers feels good. And let me try left hand resting on the head with my middle finger in the ear. That's pretty intense, but I can handle it. Breathing in through my nose. Feeling that stretch. Just see if you can let go even more. And then release both hands. Let your head roll across the front again to the first side. And then bring your head up last to the center. Great. Okay, so that's head rolls. Do that a couple of times, whatever feels good. Okay? The next thing I'm going to teach you is a fantastic laryngeal stretch. So we're back in our neutral posture again, feet hip width apart, chin parallel to the floor. I want you to put your hands on the middle of your breastbone and just pull down slightly. Pull down slightly, stick your chin forward and then up. And you're going to feel a lovely stretch either side of the larynx. Those two big muscles either side of the larynx, sternocleidomastoid muscles. So stretch it up. Don't clench your teeth. Don't vocalize when you're stretching like this. And then point your chin to each corner of the room nice and slowly. So from straight up to the left. You feel it down one side, that's nice and juicy. And then slowly to the other side. And then back to the middle. And down. Good. Have a little shake out there. I bet that feels good. I love that stretch. Okay, so let's do a little massage now. Get your fingertips into your cheekbones and just really loosen all your cheeks. Get into the hinge of the jaw, right in front of the ear. Massage down the jawline. Pinch around the jaw, walking from the edge towards your chin. Pinching. So I like to have my thumb and my first finger be like crabby claws that are just pinching, and then work back again. And then you can take that pinch to be quite a light, sounds kind of funny, but pinching your, kind of pulling the flesh away from your face, if that makes sense. We're kind of trying to loosen the fascia around the jaw. Good. And then take the heels of your hands back to your cheekbones and do that kind of monk scream face, you know. It's like, Rah! But you're not going to scream. You're just going to drag the heels of your hands down your face. I recognize. And again, up to the cheekbones and then drag down. Oh, that feels good. Okay. And now, understanding that the The tongue attaches to the larynx at the hyoid bone. So we need to make sure that it's nice and released too. We'll do more of this next time when we go into articulators, but we're going to do a little bit of tongue release now as well. So take your thumbs, and if you've ever seen a cat massaging a cushion or your leg, something like that, get your thumbs under your chin into the root of the tongue. And I want you to just kind of get your thumbs in there and just poke around. You can get your thumbs right under the jawline, drag towards the front of the chin, and then just massage under there. This is a weird thing to do audio only. I will say that I have a free 5-minute warm-up video that you can just go grab. I'll put the link in the show notes. It's also at yourfreevoice.com/resources, I think. So grab that, and then you can see me demonstrating all these things. Okay, so massaging the tongue root there. Okay, let's do a little bit of tongue stretching, although I promise we'll do more of this next time when we work on articulators. But I want you to stick your tongue all the way out, touch the tip of your nose, your chin, the left side and the right side. Okay, I'm going to do it with you kind of noisily. Here we go. So out. Nose, chin, left, and then change direction. Chin, left. Let's do it again. Nose, nose, left. And then I want you to do a big circle clockwise direction. And then the other way. And then write your name in the roof of your mouth. Good. Okay, I'm just going to wipe that slobber off my face. Good. Here's one last tongue exercise that I learned from the fabulous voice coach in the UK called Nick Redman. And she calls this one slug tongue, which I love. So stick your tongue out, make it really flat and floppy, hanging on your bottom lip. And then you're going to say the days of the week. So let's do that. So stick it out, make it big, fat and floppy. Make sure there's no tension. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then the months of the year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then count backwards from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're about to go into auditions, you could do the first paragraph of your audition copy with slug tongue. So I could go, never had a little man snow. That's not my audition copy, but I'm not going to tell you that. And everywhere that never went her long was 30 years. Making sure that you keep your tongue as floppy as you can. So thanks, Nick Redman, for that one. That is your tongue released. Okay, so this was episode 4, warm-ups part 3. Posture, head rolls, jaw massage, releasing the larynx. Next week is episode 5, warm-ups part 4. We will continue to release the tongue and work on articulators, adding some tongue twisters as well next week. So make sure you tune back in for that. In the meantime, if you're loving this warm-up stuff, you can go and get the free 5-minute warm-ups course at yourfreevoice.com/resources or in the show notes here. And I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, everyone, so next week, episode 5, we'll do a little bit more work with the tongue, some articulation exercises. We will begin to add voice to breath with warm-ups that way and add some tongue twisters. So don't miss next week. See you then. If you've been enjoying this podcast, please take a moment to rate and review. It means a huge amount to me, especially right now at the beginning, where I need every share and every rate and review I can, not just for my vanity, I swear, but because it needs to climb through the algorithm. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and go and grab that free 5-minute warm-up at yourfreevoice.com/resources. Bye. Oompa, 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 oompa. Oompa, 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 oh, 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 ah, ah.